Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. In today's video, we're just going to simply go through the test answers for our Unit 1 test. So Unit 1 test, we're dealing with all integers. We're talking about zero pairs. We're talking about order of operations, Pemdas. So if you'd like to see the answers, go ahead and keep watching. As always, disclaimer time, if I make a mistake, please let me know where the mistake occurs so that way we both can learn from my own mistakes. All right, question number 1 was, what is a zero pair? So a zero pair we know is a negative and a positive that we combine it, okay? So I was looking for, you can say a negative and a positive that makes 0. So if you give me that type of answer, I'm okay. If you reword it, again, it doesn't have to be exact, but if you have a negative, you have a positive that makes 0, I'm okay with that. Question number 2 was, when adding two negative numbers like negative plus a negative, the answer will always be, so if you have two negative numbers that you are adding together, now we are not multiplying this, we're adding. For example, if I have a negative 2 and a negative 3, that means I have two negatives and I have three negatives. So my answer will always be negative. Question number 3 is saying 9 plus negative 2. And what is the answer? So we're now trying to evaluate or solve these. So I have 9 pluses and I have 2 minuses. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I have 2 minuses. That means I will have 0 pairs. There's 2 pluses, 2 minuses. Those cancel out. What am I left over with? I'm left over with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pluses. You can do 7, or you could have done plus 7. One or the other is fine. Question number 4. I'm going to try to do these as fast as I can so that way this video doesn't end up being super duper long. So if you need to slow it down, go ahead and do so. Also, if you need to pause, take notes, do that as well. All right, excuse me for just 1 second. Ooh, don't know where that came from. All right, next question is negative 3 and 7. Again, 3 is negative, 7 is positive. So I have 1, 2, 3 minuses. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pluses. A minus and a plus, 0 pair makes 0. Negative, positive make a 0 pair. Negative and positive make a 0 pair. What am I left over with? I'm left over with 4 pluses. Or you can simply just write 4. Whichever you did, I will accept both answers. Question number 5. Question number 5 says negative 12 and 11. So very similar to question number 4. All of these are going to be very similar. We're just testing on the knowledge. So I have negative 12. So I have 12 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I have 11 positives. Again, 1 positive and 1 negative, they make a 0 pair. That equals to 0. 1 positive, 1 negative, 0 pair. 1 positive, 1 negative, 0 pair. 1 negative, 1 positive, 0 pair. And 1 positive, 1 negative, 0 pair. And you just keep doing that. Keep doing that until you run out. Remember, a 0 pair is 1 negative and 1 positive combined. So you can't just circle all the positives and then move on. You have to do it at the same time. So what am I left over with? I am left over with, hope you can see that. Let me see if I can quickly find a highlighter. There it is. We are left with 1 negative that we did circle, so we have negative 1 as our answer. All right, then we have negative 12 plus negative 5. Again, 12 is negative, 5 is negative. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are negative. Notice how we have a negative and a negative. That brings us back to question number 2. If I have a negative number and I have a negative number, and adding those two together, that means I will always have a negative answer. So I know that my answer is going to be negative, but negative what? Well, notice I don't have any pluses. I have 12 minuses and I have 5 minuses. That means I have a lot more minuses than I started with. So then what do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 minuses total. Next we have question number 7, 10 plus negative 3. Don't let the negative and the plus scare you. Always look at the sign in front, and that's going to tell you what to do. So I have 10 pluses. I have 3 minuses. Remember, a plus and a minus give you 0 pair. That's 0. That's 0. That's 0. What are we left over with? We are left over with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pluses, or you could say 7. Up to you. Number 8 says negative 7 minus 8. Again, what do we have? 7 minuses, 8 minuses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, I have no pluses here, so that means my answer is going to be minus. Minus what? How many minuses total do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 minuses total. So you get an answer of negative 15. Number 9. Number 9 is where it starts being a little tricky, and then even switch colors. Number 9 says 5 minus negative 9. So here's the thing. Whenever you have two negatives that are next to each other like this, and you can circle them, let me choose a different color. If you can circle those two negatives without crossing out any numbers, that means this is actually plus. So this is in fact 5 plus 9. And 5 plus 9, you can use your fingers, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 9 plus 5, or 5 plus 9, excuse me, is 14. Again, two minuses next to each other make a plus. All right, number 10. Number 10, again, is very similar to that. We have 12 minus negative 12. Again, anytime you have two negatives next to each other like this, and you can circle them, that means we can actually write a plus on top. That means I have 12 plus 12. Plus 12 plus 12 is 24. Move on to number 11. Number 11 says, when multiplying a negative number by a positive, the answer will always be. So this is multiplying. Again, mathematicians are lazy. So if you see something in parentheses, that means we're in fact multiplying. So when you are multiplying a negative number by a positive, your answer is going to be negative. Think of it this way. If the signs are different, you will have a negative answer. If the signs are the same, you will have a positive answer. Next one, it says, what mathematical operation do you have when you have two parentheses? So just like we said here, I kind of already answered that question, but let's just put number 12. Oh, sorry about that. Number 12 says, if I have a number next to a number, or if I have two parentheses like this, what operation? And that is, once again, mathematicians are lazy. So when you have something like this, we are in fact multiplying. So the answer to this one, let me write my answers in red. Ooh, I kind of stopped doing that here, but let's go back. So what operation? It is multiplication. All right, moving on to number 13. Number 13, we are in fact now going to be multiplying. So you know that if you see, what number are we on? We are number 13. You know that if we see a number, it doesn't matter what that number is, next to parentheses, you're going to be multiplying. Negative 4 times 2. I have a negative number times a positive number. So that means my answer is going to be negative. These are different. That means my answer will be negative. Now, what is 4 times 2? 4 times 2 is 8. So we have negative 8 as our answer. Number 14. Number 14 says multiply 2 and negative 6. Number 14 is one of those gimme problems or gimme questions, because if you didn't know what to do here, this one told you multiply. And look how the setup is exactly the same, just the numbers are different. So if you didn't know what to do here, number 14 told you what to do. It told you to multiply. So again, we are going to split these up. I have a positive and I have a negative. What am I doing? I'm going to multiply that. These are different. That means my answer will be negative. 6 times 2 is 12. 15. When multiplying negative times a negative, when you have a negative times a negative, the answer will always be positive. So make sure you know that. If they are the same sign, if they're both positive or both negative, you will have you will have a positive answer. Number 16. Number 16 says negative 5 and minus 5. Now this one here, be careful about this one, okay? So this is not subtraction. This is not subtraction. Again, these parentheses tell you something. Mathematicians are lazy. So these parentheses says I have negative 5 times negative 5. Negative 5 times negative 5. These are both negative. So that means my answer will be positive. And then what is 5 times 5? 5 times 5 is 25. So instead of writing the word positive, we're just going to say 25, or you can put a plus in front of it, up to you. Number 17. Number 17, it tells me 6 minus 12. 6 minus 12. Now notice there are no parentheses on this one. These are parentheses. Parentheses mean multiply. This is no parentheses. So this is what we did originally. We're going to say I have 6 pluses. I have 12 minuses. And then I'm going to have 0 pairs. So here's a 0 pair. That's 1 0 pair. 2 0 pairs. 3 0 pairs. 4 0 pairs. 5 0 pairs. 6 0 pairs. So what is left over? I have 6 negatives left over, and that is my answer. Number 18. Number 18 says, again, to 3, negative 3 minus 9. No parentheses. No parentheses means you're doing what it's telling you to do. Negative 3, so 3 negatives, and negative 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, do I have any pluses? Can I do any 0 pairs? No. So that means I have negative. I only see negative, so I only will have a negative answer. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 negatives. That is my answer for number 18. Number 19, it says fill in the blank. Integer means a number. So if it says a blank is an integer less than 0. So this is number 19. A blank is an integer. Oh, you can't see. Let me switch that up. Less than 0. And our options are positive number, negative number, integer, and absolute value. So a negative number is an integer less than 0. Number 20. Number 20 is, again, fill in the blank. Number 20 says a blank is an integer greater than 0. So if a negative number is less than 0, what is a number greater than 0? And that is a positive number. Okay, number 21, we're doing some more multiplication. We're going back to multiplication. I have negative 7 and 5. Again, this is multiplication. Negative 7 times 5. This is a negative. This is a positive. I'm going to stop doing that after this example. Hopefully you understand that if these are opposite, your answer is going to be negative. If those were the same, then you'd have a positive. 7 times 5 is 35. Here's your answer. 22. Number 22 says multiply. I have negative 5. Now this one's using a different notation. It's actually using X to show you multiplication. This one here is negative 5 times negative 2. 5 times 2 is 10. A negative times a negative. I told you I wasn't going to do this anymore, but I can't resist. A negative times a negative. These are the same. And so that means your answer is going to be a positive number. 23. For number 23, we are still doing multiplication. I have a positive 4 times a negative 6. Again, this is positive. This is negative. These are opposite. Since they are opposite, our answer is going to be negative. So 4 times 6 is 24. Let's see if I can save that. No, I can't. I'm going to scribble this down. I'm going to write the answer here. Negative 24 is my answer. All right. Number 24, question number 24. Again, still multiplication, 3 times negative 9. Again, these are opposite. I have one positive and a negative, so that means my answer is negative. 3 times 9 is 27. Here's your answer, 25. Question number 25. Now we're going into division. I have negative 24 divided by 3. That means 3 times what is negative 24? Now your symbols are the same. So if I have, this is a negative, and then this one right here, there's nothing there, so that is a positive. Because mathematicians are lazy and we don't really like to write plus when we don't have to. These are opposite. So since they are opposite, your answer is going to be negative, okay? So if we are to write our answer is negative. So now that we have our negative, 3 times what is 24? And let's go back to number 23 where we say 6 times 4 is 24. So we know our answer is negative 6. And sometimes that happens. You can find answers in different questions. All right, let's do one more on this page and then I have to get a new sheet. Number 26. Number 26 is telling me to do 42 divided by negative 6. Again, this is a positive divided by negative. These are opposite. If it's opposite, your answer will be negative. So then all you have to worry about is this. 6 times what is 42? So if we know our answer is going to be negative, we don't worry about that anymore. 6 times what is 42? I know 6 times 6 is 36. So one more jump after that. So 6 times 7 is 42. Our answer is negative 7. We're almost at the end here. There it is. Trying to find the top of that sheet. Number 27 says negative 28. Oh, this is 27. Negative 28 divided by negative 7. Again, this is a negative. This is a negative. These are the same. If they are the same, your answer will be positive. And now we have to just ask ourselves, 7 times what is 28? 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3, I'm just adding in my head. So 14 plus 7, that is 21. Still too low. So I'm going to add one more 7, and that's 28. So 7 times 4. So my answer is positive 4. This should have a negative because it has a negative here. All right, number 28. Number 28 is now saying combine like terms. I have 27 V's and I take away 5 V's. So you can draw this out still if you'd like. You don't have to. You just know that these are the same. So I have 27 V's. What kind of V's? They are positive V's. And then I have 5 minus V's. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Now, you don't have to do that. You can just simply do this in your head. You can pretend you have 27 V's. And now I have 5 V's that are minus. So if I have 27, and then I have to do 0 pairs, so that means I'm going to take away 5 positive V's from here in order to create a 0 pair. So what am I left over with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 what? 22 V's that are positive. Now I didn't put the pluses. Go ahead and make sure you have the pluses there if you need to know that they are in fact positives. Now let's do number 29. 29 is a little bit more difficult. 29 says I have negative 3 C's minus 9 B, and I have 5 minus 7 G plus 5 B minus 2 C. Now here again, we are just combining like terms. I'm going to do this for every single term. A term is just separated by a plus or minus. Let's see what I have. Okay, so I have C's, 3 of them that are minus. 1, 2, 3. I have 9 B's that are minus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 5 pluses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice the pluses don't have a letter, so this is without a letter. 7 G's that are minus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 B's that are plus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2 C's that are minus. 1, 2. I see C's here. And I see C's here. I don't have any other C's. Notice that I don't have any plus C's. So what do I have? I have 3 C's and 2 C's. I have 5 C's that are minus. These are done. Next, I have B's. Here's are my B's, and here there are my B's. Now, this is a minus B, and this is a plus B. So 1 minus 1 plus makes a 0 pair that equals 0. So that means we can cross them out. They go away. Now we keep doing 0 pairs until we run out of a plus or we run out of a minus. So we ran out of pluses. So what do I have left over? 1, 2, 3, 4 B's that are minus. Now I have now a plus and I have now a minus G. I don't have any other terms with only pluses or minuses. G and plus cannot combine because this is a letter and this is no letter. So what do I have left? I have 5 pluses and I have minus 7 G's. Now, order here doesn't matter if you mix these around. That's fine as long as the symbol in front of that term is the same. This is your answer for number 29. Number 30, again, same thing, combining like terms. This is also a little bit on the longer side. 5 plus 2W minus 4A plus 2W plus 4A plus minus 5. Same thing. All of these arrows, just so we know what we have. Okay, 5, there's nothing in here. That means I have a plus. Why? Because mathematicians are lazy and we don't want to write things we don't have to. So 5 pluses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I have 2 W's, 1, 2 that are plus. I have 4 A's that are minus. I have 2 W's that are plus. I have 4 A's that are minus. Oops, 4 A's that are plus, excuse me. And I have 5 minuses. First thing I notice is that I have 5 pluses and I have 5 minuses. That means I have 0 pairs. So 1 0 pair is 1 plus and 1 minus. 1 0 pair is 1 plus and 1 minus. 1 0 pair, 1 plus, 1 minus. 1 plus, 1 minus, 1 plus, 1 minus. That goes away. Next thing I notice is I have W's. I have W's here and I have W's here. These are all pluses, so I have plus or W. Next I have is 4 minus A's and 4 plus A's. So if I have 4 minus A's and 4 pluses, these are all 0 pairs. They go away. And your answer is plus or W. Next one we have is PEMDAS, order of operations. So for the order of operations, what do we have? We have, this is for number 31. 31 says 4 plus 7 minus 2. 7 minus 2 is in parentheses. So PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. You do parentheses first, then you do exponents, then you do multiplication, then you do division, then you do addition, then you do subtraction. So here, what do we do first? We do first is the parentheses. So 7 minus 2, 7 minus 2 is 5. We bring everything else down. Everything else does not change. So what is 4 plus 5? 4 plus 5 is 9. So your answer is 9 for number 31. Next we have number 32. 32 is also order of operations. We're still using PEMDAS. This one's a little bit longer. This is what we have. And don't let that scare you. First step is parentheses. Notice there's a 9 inside of parentheses. All that is telling you that 3 times 9. This is what we have. Remember, mathematicians are lazy. When they're talking about parentheses, we're talking about simplifying on the inside. For example, 9 cannot be simplified because it's just one number inside parentheses. But 12 plus 2, that you can simplify because 12 plus 2 is 14. I'm going to bring everything else down. So now what do I have? I have 3 times 9 minus 14. Do I have an exponent? No. Do I have multiplication? Yes. What is my multiplication? 3 times 9. What is 3 times 9? 3 times 9 is, what is 3 times 9? 3 times 9, I believe, is 27, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. It is 27. What I did is I know that 9 times 2 is 18, so I just added 9 more to that to see if in fact it was 27, and it was. 27 minus 14. If you wanted to do a thinking bubble and do it the long way, 27 minus 14. 4 goes into 7. Let's see. 7 minus 4, excuse me, I said that wrong. 7 minus 4 is 3. 2 minus 1 is 1, so our answer is 13. Number 33, we'll do it over here. Number 33 says 12 plus 4 divided by negative 2. Now here's the thing. It's weird. This is weird. Because if we were to do Pemdas on this one, we have to do things like on top of the bubble first and the bottom. So these are imaginary parentheses on top of the bubble. So we have to do the top numerator first. So 4 plus 12, 4, 5, that's 6. So we have 16 and divided by negative 2. Again, this is a positive divided by a negative. So that means I will have an answer that is negative because these are different. And so 16 divided by 2 is 8. So we have negative 8 as our answer for number 33. Number 34 is asking us to translate. So number 34, and it says 7 minus x is 36. So this is how I like to do it. I like to circle anything that is a number or a letter. I'm going to write it the same way on top. Next, I'm going to underline words that need to be translated. Minus, I know, is a minus symbol. Is, I know, is equals. There is no than in here or from. That means we're going to write it the same way. 7 minus x is 36. That is your translation. Number 35. Number 35 says 5 more than y. 5 more than y is 15. Now in this one we have this than. This than needs to stand out. Like this should be highlighted in glitter, red flag, alert, alert, alert. Anytime you see than, that means you're going to be switching things around. So again, let's do the same thing we did before. I'm going to write this underneath now. So I have 5, I have y, I have 15. I'm going to underline everything that I need to translate. Is equal sign, more is addition, it's plus. Than means switch. And what it means to switch is you switch the number or letter before and the number or letter after. So you're going to switch these two things. So what you really have is y plus 5 equals to 15. And that's what you have for number 35. I believe we only have 2 more. Number 36. Number 36. It says the product of 2 and w is 14. The product of 2 and w is 14. And let's do underline product 2w. 14 is equals, 14 is the same, w is the same, 2 is the same. Product means multiplication. This and just means that you are going to do something with these two numbers. It just groups them together. How are they being grouped up? By multiplication. So what you have is 2 times w is equal to 14. Now what you can also do is write it to w equals 14, or you can write it to w equals 14. All of these mean multiplication. One of the answers was okay. All right, let's do one more. Last one, number 37. Number 37 tells me the quotient of 4 and n is 1. So the quotient of 4 and 1 is, 4 and n, excuse me, is 1. So again, 4 is a number, n is a letter, 1 is a number. So I'm going to just write them. Is translated to equals, and just tells me that these two things are grouped together. How are they grouped together? They are grouped together by quotient. Quotient means division. Now, for division, you're going to write this as a fraction. The first thing you see goes on the top. The second thing you see goes on the bottom. So what is our answer? 4 divided by n is 1. And that is it. And that is your answer key for your Unit 1 test. I hope that if you make any mistakes, you're going to be able to identify where the mistakes occur. As always, if I made a mistake, let me know so I can learn from it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!